Thought she wasn't gonna watch it.
Herself came out to LA, came to the fight, but Crawford just walked by and said, "I thought you weren't gonna watch it, but clearly your mind has changed."
Yeah, I came here to support.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez held their first mini press conference ahead of their highly anticipated September showdown, but the spotlight was quickly stolen. Vai shocked everyone when he suddenly confronted.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to.
And struck Crawford during the event, furious and feeling betrayed. Ennis accused Crawford of dodging him for years and expressed outrage that Crawford is now choosing to fight Canelo instead of settling unfinished business. With him, Canelo Alvarez attended the press conference alongside, but chaos broke out when
and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body. The feeling of somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a.
When Terence Crawford stepped on stage, as Crawford was making his shoved him off the stage, stunning everyone in attendance. Sources close to Ennis say he's been plotting a move up to the super welterweight, or even Canelo Alvarez, determined to force a.
It's a good fight, 50-50 fight, and I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see. So, it's a good fight.
A fight with Crawford after years of failed attempts to face him at welterweight. The press conference held in Las Vegas featured Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fielding a few quick questions before a small audience.
How difficult is it to make that jump from, he only had one fight at 54, so like 147, 154 to 168 pounds.
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a little difficult because you gotta, what do you have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds, so he might be a little slower, or who knows, he could be faster, I don't know, like it's just, you gotta add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that, moving up in weight and things like that, so it's a little harder, but I don't know, we'll see on fight night.
Afterward, they moved to the media room for photo ops and interviews to kick off the fight promotion. Canelo Alvarez see that coming. If he really wanted to fight, he should have stayed and faced me, not run away.
Smart, take his time, box and move, yeah, don't sit there and let him try to bomb on him.
What about Canelo Alvarez?
I feel like Canelo wanted to just going to press him, had to press him, everything behind the stick, and catch him trying.
I've got no words for him. If he wants smoke, tell him to meet me in the street so I can break his neck. He's too small for me to even take seriously.
Yeah, you brought up, and this is just a follow-up on here, you brought up one main point that a lot of fans have been bringing up. It's like, what happens when Canelo hits him? Because he's been hurting, like you mentioned, bigger guys.
Yeah.
Crawford hasn't been fighting guys that are 200 pounds, 190 pounds on fight night.
Yeah, right. And I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, at like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body.
Terence Crawford will now have to watch bitterly as his longtime rival steps into the spotlight to face Canelo Alvarez, a rising star and current IBF welterweight champion. Has been making waves in the division since Crawford became the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. Ennis emerged as a serious contender just as Crawford was clearing out the division.
That Terence Crawford and Canelo was a 50-50 fight. You told me Terence Crawford had a chance.
Right.
Me, I was leaning towards Canelo because of the size.
Right.
I want to apologize.
Yeah.
Because after watching that fight, I see what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's movement. That movement all set for everybody, man. And with Canelo, he gets frustrated. You see it, he's walking to you and all that. If he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance after watching?
And now he's determined to chase the big fights, whether that means moving up in weight or calling out the biggest names in the sport. Terence Crawford now finds himself in the unusual position of watching from the sidelines as his rival gears up for the spotlight, while Crawford is preparing for his own high-stakes showdown with Canelo Alvarez in September.
Now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the street, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it.
Canelo Alvarez stealing headlines and igniting drama that threatens to overshadow the build-up. Ennis, the current International Boxing Federation.
You beat Boots by unanimous decision. Yeah, I'm a dog him, for sure. I'm a dog that boy. They never faced a fighter like me. No more backflips.
Welterweight champion is a prodigious talent who has long been knocking on the door for a shot at greatness. Crawford solidified his legacy by becoming the undisputed champion at 147 pounds, a title he earned by Canelo Alvarez in a dominant performance. By the time Ennis fully emerged as a serious threat in the division, Crawford had already begun looking to
Boots, if you're on here and your father's on here, Bozy, listen to me. You bozos. How you claim yourself from Philly and you don't want to fight the best? Man, y'all putting Philly down and Philly just won. Shout out to Philadelphia Eagles for winning the chip. Come on, bro. I don't think you from Philly. Any questions? Yeah, no Boots fight then. No Boots fight. They said no.
Toward bigger names and bigger paydays, feeling snubbed and overlooked. Despite calling Crawford out multiple times and racking up impressive wins, Ennis was never granted the opportunity to face him in the ring. Now, with Crawford set to face Canelo in a blockbuster crossover bout, Ennis's frustration has boiled over. His outburst at the Las Vegas press.
Lopez has mentioned that a potential fight with you and him may be down the road. I think Turkey's even said that. Just overall, your thoughts on that, Jaron?
Like I said before, I'm not worried about nobody else outside of my Stadiums. I'm locked in on him. I'm just locked in on him. I'm zoned in on Stadiums. I'm here to collect belts at 147 and show out.
This conference where he shoved Crawford off the stage was the culmination of years of pent-up resentment. Ennis has reportedly been preparing to move up in weight, either to super welterweight or even middleweight, just to force a confrontation with Crawford. He believes he has been denied his rightful shot and is determined to get it by any means necessary.
Being so close to the fight too as well, you're kind of like tunnel vision when it comes to your opponent. And the only reason why I ask is because, Turkey had mentioned that if Teo gets past Barboza, we could see a fight with you and Teofimo. I know Top Rank tried to make that fight as well. So I was just curious now, like, what do you think of Teofimo as a fighter?
Yeah, good fighter. Good fighter. That's about it.
For Crawford, who prides himself on facing the best, the attack was both shocking and senseless. That's stupid. I never.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. That's about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were gonna add or anything like that.
No. I say he's a good fighter. That's about it.
Okay. Brian Norman Jr. got a knockout win. I know you guys tried to make a fight previously. He had mentioned in a group huddle with us that he just didn't like being cornered in his opinion, when it came to that fight. Just, saw
that coming. He said after the incident, he should have faced me instead of running. I have no words for him. If he really wants to fight, tell him to meet me in the street. I'll break his neck. He's too small for me to even worry about, despite the heated words. The reality is clear. Jaron Ennis is no longer content with being the next big thing. He wants his moment now.
Terence is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure, towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong.
Whether Crawford eventually gives him that shot, or whether the bad blood continues to simmer, one thing is certain: this rivalry is far from